My name's Dave Lapata. I'm joined with my wife Priya, who's behind the camera, and we're the owners of Meeple Madness. And we wanted to talk a little bit about some of the changes that we've made to the shop to help welcome you back in tomorrow, May 4th. So one of the first things you'll notice when you pull up is one of our doors, the west door, is now blocked with a 4 foot by 8 foot table. So these doors will be open, and this is now a counter where folks who don't want to enter the store can come up and do curbside pickup. There's actually two ways to do curbside now. So you can either come up to the door and get your product there, or you'll be able to pull up to a parking spot that has a cone, and if you don't want to get out of the car, just call us and we will hand deliver the product to you. Both of these will be contactless deliveries, so we'll set the product down and then you'll be able to retrieve it after we've stepped back an appropriate amount of distance from where you're at. So curbside will continue to be available. We'll also still have delivery. That'll be Monday through Friday. And if you get us an order before 5 o'clock, we will do our best to get it to you before 8 o'clock that night. We have restricted the area down to 3 zip codes rather than 4 counties. That's because now that the store is open, we just don't have the time to make the deliveries to the wider audience. So apologize for that change, but we wanted to be able to make sure we're servicing as many of our guests as possible. And now that the store is open, we just had to reduce that a little bit. So delivery and curbside pickup are both available through our website, shop.meeplemadness.com. You can browse our inventory there, make your payments with either a credit card or PayPal, and then either come out and pick it up or we'll deliver it to you. If you don't find something on the website, because not everything's there yet, you're absolutely welcome to give us a call and we'll do our best to hunt it down for you or place a special order and then contact you when it does come in. So those are the ways you can participate in the shop without actually entering. But let's talk about what it looks like once you do enter the store. All right, so we've talked about how you can participate in the shop without actually entering our doors. But once you do come in, things inside will be a little different as well, so let's talk about that. The first thing is when you come in, we will be asking you to wash your hands as a courtesy to others. So we have 3 bathrooms that we'd love you to take advantage of. Well, all you have to do is take advantage of one of them, to be honest. But you'll notice all of the bathrooms will have their lights and fans on. We've got protective covers over the light switches, so that's one less thing for folks to have to touch when they come into the shop. So you can wash your hands in there and then get ready to browse through the area. As you look around the store, things have changed pretty dramatically. For example, we've gotten rid of all of the chairs and actually have removed most of the black tables and all of the red tables from the space. This was done to create more distance between folks, so as folks are walking around the store, they don't have to go through and navigate between tables and whatnot. The tables that have remained, we've mostly turned into merchandising areas. So we have a Hobbit display here, for example. We've got Catan, we've got a Dungeons & Dragons display with some cool WizKids minis, as well as the basic core books and whatnot. And so again, the idea here was to be able to highlight products we love and also give the opportunity for folks to browse things without necessarily having to cluster up in the store. So this has allowed us to spread some of the product on the walls out a little further. So again, as you're walking through the store and observing all the social distancing guidelines, we hope everybody will be more comfortable with the new layout. Okay, so welcome to our new register layout. We designed the registers to be a little bit more open and welcoming to folks when they're coming into the space to make a purchase. We've also created enough distance between each register so the workers, our staff members can work while being socially distant from one another. So this tape measure here is at 7 feet. So they've got a good amount of distance between one another. We also have 2 very large openings on either side so that the staff can come around to get to the registers without, again, having to cross in close proximity to one another. Now, as you come to the register, of course, we also want to maintain as much social distance as possible. So we've got a wider counter now available on both registers for you to set your product on. And also, while it's a little difficult to see on camera, when you come up, we can actually step back and let you do your transaction, and we can still maintain that 6 feet of social distance. So we're doing everything we can to space things out to make it easy for you to engage in a purchase without necessarily having to break any boundaries. Now, in addition to maintaining the distance, all of our staff will be wearing surgical masks throughout their shifts, so that helps protect everybody as well. So we're very happy to be able to do that. And you'll also see, and you can't see behind the counter here, but we've got a lot of cleaning accoutrements for everybody. We've got nitrile gloves, we've got Lysol, all the things that we need to make sure that all the surfaces are constantly cleaned. So you'll be seeing our staff donning and removing gloves pretty often throughout their shifts, because whenever they're touching product or working on the register, they're going to have a fresh set of gloves, and then they'll be disposing of them safely and sanitarily in the back room. So that's the register layout. All right, so I mentioned that all the chairs have been removed from the shop floor. We do have 4 stools positioned around this island. So these are our 8 foot by 4 foot tables. So we've created an 8 foot by 8 foot square here. This is primarily used for our staff. So as they're having conversations at the beginning of the day, as we're having brief meetings, each staff member, up to 4 of them, can position themselves at one of the stools and be able to have a conversation with everybody and still maintain social distance. If you want to have a conversation with somebody in the shop, this is a great location to do it, because it's very easy to notice exactly how far folks are away. So we'll also be using this for projects throughout the day. As products come in and need to be dealt with, we'll be using this in some fashion. But we'll be doing our best to keep it clean and just available for folks to sort of gather around without breaking social distancing rules. All right, so we talked about the merchandising tables and the project tables and lots of other things. So this is a special project table that we're working on. So John, Eric, and the rest of the staff are working on rebuilding our 40K terrain to make it more exciting for our 40K players when tables do open up again for play. So this is not something for folks to play on right now, but as John is working with his staff on building out this terrain, you'll be able to see it evolve. We'll be hosting Discord sessions as well as doing updates on Facebook and other social media, so folks can see this this landscape evolve. So I think the theme that we're trying to work on right now is what the city will look like if it had been sort of somewhat ransacked by orcs, but the Space Marines have begun to sort of reclaim the land. So that's kind of what we're working on right now, but you'll be able to see that evolve over time on social media and by stopping by the shop and checking it out. All right, so as we were reviewing the video, we noticed that this "Not Done" sign was kind of hanging out there, and people might wonder what that is. So we were going to reshoot it, but I thought it might actually be better to explain this, because a lot of folks don't know what we've been doing in the shop while we've been closed. So in addition to all the things that we've just talked about, the other thing that we've been doing is literally every product that we have on the walls has been sanitized. So as our staff has been going along, they've been using Lysol and wiping things down, etc. And so we had these tags up all along the way, and so as they were finishing a section, they would pull down the "Not Done" tag. So this tag will be removed by the time we open tomorrow, because we have some hours in the morning where we're going to be doing some final cleaning. But that's what those tags were for, to indicate that the wall had not yet been cleaned, because we want to make sure every product that could be sanitized before we open was. And so we've accomplished that on all but this last remaining wall. All right, so that's a brief tour of some of the changes we've made inside the shop. Just sort of to recap things, you may have seen our little DEF CON chart. So we're currently at DEF CON 1, which means the only activity that we're doing in the shop is shopping and browsing for our guests. Our game library is currently closed. The tables are offline for store use. We're looking forward to and planning for the time when we can start to begin to open up our services more. Our hours right now are reduced to noon to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and again, we look forward to a time where we can begin to open those up a little bit and get back to our normal schedule. But right now, we're focused on making sure that when you come into the shop, you can have a safe and pleasant experience, and we're honestly, we're just really grateful that you've been participating in the store while we've been going through this process. It's been a fascinating way to start year 6 as a shop. And we appreciate all the patience that you've shown as we've built up our e-com site and as we've had to shift from different types of delivery services and curbside services to provide you the product that you want. We're really excited to welcome you back in the shop on Monday, and we're looking forward to all the craziness kind of dying down over time, and eventually us being able to get back and enjoy conversation and game around the table. So hopefully we'll see you on Monday.